I mean, let's be honest, fellas. I think a lot of people probably got COVID. Maybe some people just don't have symptoms, but maybe, I don't know. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if like half of that convention got some fucking horrible disease. I'm hoping I don't get it though, due to like Aaron or Michael giving it to me. I fucking doubt it. I really do doubt it. And I wouldn't care either way, to be honest. Anyways, who did you give 10K? Oh my God. Okay. Can't just allude. Yeah, okay. So there are other things I want to talk about today, and there are other things that I will talk about today that are just unrelated to any of this, okay? I have these tabs already pulled up for other topics. I wrote a list on my phone. This is not gonna be easy for me to talk about. But I think I kind of forced myself to have to talk about it by how I went about this. So I wrote a list on my phone of like pros and cons about like, why should I talk about this? Why shouldn't I? Like, this is something that has been stewing in my brain for like a while, just like hanging over me for a while. And I did think if I wanted to talk about this, I'd want to do it on stream, which is arguably a lot harder to warn. Well, hold on. Arguably, it's a lot harder than just like making like a Twitter post or whatever else. But the reason I'd want to do it on the stream is it's twofold. First of all, I think there's a lot of nuance that I wouldn't very easily be able to put into writing unless I like did like a massive fucking twit longer, and I don't want to do that. And the second reason is there's a lot of people who follow me on Twitter who don't come to my streams, who are, I don't necessarily want to like fucking tarnish this person's reputation. Doesn't matter if they deserve it, doesn't matter if they don't deserve it. I just don't want to do that. And I know that there's a lot more, like, I genuinely, which this sounds a little bit ass backwards to say, but I think talking about this on stream would be less impactful and get less of, like, be less of a burden than making a Twitter post on my Twitter account at the very least, for this person. And that's another one of the reasons. So how do I begin? This is so uncomfortable. This is very, very uncomfortable. And I knew this would be uncomfortable if I wanted to talk about it. Like, it'd be way more comfortable to make a tweet. I just don't think that would be the best way to go about this. You shouldn't ruin them. Well, here's the thing, right? This person isn't like fucking huge. I'm not gonna get, even if I wanted to, there's not like any clout to gain from talking about this. And there's not like any drama to farm for talking about this. I do think there are some people who might be a little bit obsessive with this person. And that is a factor that I have to consider when talking about this, is like, this person is a little bit wacky and they attract wacky people to them, like just goofy ass people. So let me back up. Anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about is probably wildly fucking confused, and that's okay. I completely understand that. In fact, even when I'm done talking about this, you might still be a little bit confused. And again, that's okay. I'm just going to do my best to do this, to talk about this. So let me start off with this. Something I posted on Twitter a few days ago, kind of impulsively. I was a little bit upset about what I was seeing. And this is like the vague passive aggressive shit that I posted on Twitter. Which, whatever. Crying on stream for donations while wearing a $2,500 pair of glasses is one of the boldest things I've seen in a while. I also gave this person nearly $10,000 because they told me they were in massive debt and unable to pay rent. I for real got slickered. The last part is a little bit of a joke. It's not exactly the same as like the slicker situation. There definitely is some nuance here. But whatever. I posted that, and that was kind of it. I honestly, part of me posted this just hoping that the person that this is about would see it. and kind of see that I saw what they were doing. You know what I mean? And it wasn't meant to be like, it wasn't meant to be like a thing, you know? It wasn't meant to be a fucking thing about like, fuck this person. Here's a twit longer, but whatever. Some people, you know, were responding to this. Oh, I also linked the Mizkif tweet, which I thought was kind of funny. But some people were responding, like asking me who it is. And I do appreciate, you know, these people reaching out and like caring about this. I mean, I haven't talked to Blues Dank in like ages. And so I do appreciate that there's like, I didn't know how to respond. I like this one though. I like this response. I'm a big fan of this one. The SpongeBob gif of you what when I said I gave someone 10K and got scammed. I like that. I do like that a lot. But how do I talk about this? Still need to hear that story. Yeah. So, off the bat, a lot of people want to know who this is about, who I'm talking about, what the fuck's going on here. In my pros and cons list that I wrote out, there's a lot of reasons why I don't want to talk about it. There's a lot of reasons why I do. First off, you know, off the bat, I don't want people thinking it's someone it's not. I think that's one of the first things that came to my mind is I kind of already set myself up for this. I kind of already set myself up for this by being vague about things. You know, it's either I shouldn't have said anything or I should have been more specific. Because being vague about it probably... No, Aaron doesn't actually know. I haven't talked to really anybody about this. And that's a big factor about why this is so uncomfortable to talk about. But... I was talking about, like, I talked to maybe like one person, and even then it was very vague. But, yeah, so I didn't want people to think it was somebody else. If you scroll down, I don't even know if anyone would have noticed this or cared, because it's not like a big thing on Twitch. Nobody really cares about this stuff. But you'll notice that by my name, there's no longer the comrades link, and that's intentional. I just got rid of that. Because I don't necessarily want people, you know, from my stream and this person's stream. I just don't want that. If that makes any sense, it's like a little bit uncomfy for me. I don't know. But in doing so and leaving the group, I thought about it a little bit longer, and I was like, holy shit, people might think I'm talking about Meowdalin. And I'm not. I'm not talking about Meowdalin. I'm not talking about Aaron. I have nothing but love for both of those people. They have done me no wrong. They've never fucked with me. Okay. Made a new one. Want to join? I don't know if I want to join any group right now. I'll think about it. Meowdalin is wonderful. She is a wonderful person. I saw she was at TwitchCon. You meet up with her, right? Did you like get to hang out with her? I miss her. But anyways, sorry, didn't mean to bang my mic like that. Yeah, so clearly the person it's very clear who I'm talking about. I feel like at this point, you know, I've basically done everything but say their name, but I'm still so uncomfortable just bluntly saying their name. But again, there is a lot of nuance here. This is not easy to talk about. This is so not easy to talk about. I mean, I don't know. Look, here's the deal, okay? I'm talking about, like, very clearly, I think it's a bit obvious, these tweets, this discussion, I'm talking about Foxer, right? And before even going live today, I want to say I checked my analytics to just see what my stream crossover, like viewer crossover is with her stream. Because I know early on she rated me a lot, but a lot of those viewers really didn't stick around. And so I know that there's not many people here. Like, she's not even on the list of people. It's mainly just like Aaron and, like, you know, our little friend group, right? Of people who share viewers with me. And so I'm not, like, I'm a little bit more comfortable talking about it now because I don't want to, what's the word? I don't want to fuck things up for this person. I really don't. I don't want that to be the outcome. Yeah, she did very early on, but a lot of those viewers, like only a few people have stuck around that long. The majority of my audience, if it came from anyone, it came from Aaron, which makes sense. I know I played the same game that he did for like a year, and we like did a lot of shit together. Like you're one of the few. You're one of the few, yeah. That came from over her stream and is still around today. But they're very sarcastic. And they also, they cross over to all your friends and they like stick around and shit. I'm a big fan of them. But yeah, so this person, I don't know why I keep saying this person. I'm just so uncomfortable. I'm clearly the most uncomfortable I have ever been on stream. I think that's evident. I'm not used to like talking about, you know, serious shit, especially if it like involves me. Yeah, just whatever. There are many reasons why I have problems with this person or with Foxer, right? There are many, many reasons, very, very personal reasons. And I don't think I'll be talking about a lot of those today. I just want to address what is like people are asking me about. And I don't think I want to go much further outside of that. I don't want to have like a mental breakdown on stream or like start crying about some crazy, ridiculous shit. And especially, I don't think it's anyone's business necessarily, like the very, very personal stuff that has gone on. But I want to preface everything I say with that in mind. Like this person has done crazy, ridiculous shit to fuck me over, you know, like a crazy ass track record of it. And I forgave them every single time, and I gave them another chance every single time, and I tried to help them every single time. The point is, I'm very biased. I'm very, very biased, and I want that to be clear. I have every reason. If I was like sane and not like mentally head fucked by all this, I probably would have every logical reason to like want to fuck this person over. And so I want you to keep that in mind when I talk about this. You know, take everything with like a pinch of salt. I don't want, you know, I don't want this to be some big fucking expose, funny moment, put it on Reddit. I don't think anyone on Reddit would even care, right? It's not, they're not like that big, but yeah. Don't know how it's impossible. So let me back up a little bit. I'm only going to talk about the financial stuff, okay? There's a lot of other personal things I could talk about. Just random shit like they did this fucked up crazy ass thing. They did this. I mean, I've been thinking about it like a lot lately. Like my life for the past while has honestly been like the most dramatic, like it's even like a movie, but like a really, really bad drama, like a really bad one, like the most ridiculous plot twists that don't make any fucking sense. And it's just like, whatever. I'm only going to be talking about the financial stuff. I might mention a few other things just to give background for why I think certain things are true. But let me start with some corrections to this tweet. So first of all, I have given her privately a lot more than 10K since I've known her. But in relation to the whole thing that I feel like she was lying to me about, where she's like, I need this money. If we're talking directly about that, it was probably closer to like 7K. Just a correction. It was a little bit less. And these aren't like any donations I made in her stream or anything like that. It was all privately. She came to me and she told me, I have to give context for this. Again, I'm not going to talk about these things specifically, but I confronted her about something, okay? And this is a few months ago. I confronted her about something and I said, you know, hey, I know you lied about this thing. I'm being very vague. I'm so sorry I'm being very vague. But I said, hey, I know you're lying about this thing that you did. That you completely like fucked me over with. I know you're lying about this, like the yada, 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 whatever. And in that conversation, she casually, or not casually, but she very dramatically dropped that she was unable to pay rent as a response. Like it's unrelated to what I was saying. It was much more of like you're freaking out at me about this, but I can't pay my rent. And I was like, what do you mean you can't pay your rent? And then she drops that she's in debt, like a lot of debt. And I said, well, how much debt? And she says, you're doing great. I'm not. I'm doing as best I can. Anyways, she says she is